Miami Community News. I'm with Big Ed. Well, now we call it the fair,
The fair.
not the youth fair.
You call it the youth fair, it's fine.
But so let's talk about the history. Where did it originally start?
You know, people don't realize we started in 1952 as a 4-H fair in a place called Camp Tequesta. And, you always want to see these.
Where's that?
Well, I'm glad you asked. And it's a great cocktail party thing. All these people say, I'm an expert in Miami. Where was Camp Tequesta? It's now this little known area called Dadeland Mall. It was an old military base.
Very good.
An internment camp. And
what kind of camp?
Internment. That's a nice way of saying, hey, don't live there, come live over here.
Well, that military base was part of Chapman Field Base. That was connected.
Correct. It was.
I was testing you.
Yes.
Testing you.
Yes, I remember Chapman Field. If you ever done the walk down beyond the gates, you do the walk and you avoid the crocodiles and just go see the little bay there. That was the old landing.
Okay, so let's just say Dayland
Mall.
Okay, next stop.
Then from Dadeland, believe it or not, this is our second stop in the location we're on. Because after Dadeland, after Camp Tequesta, we went to Tamiami Airport in the northwest corner of Tamiami Airport, which is now Carlos Finley Elementary.
Wait. So you're in the north.
We're in the southeast corner of that big property from A Street to Cora Way, which was Tamiami Airport.
And there was no turnpike back then.
There was nothing back then. Okay. 107th didn't cross the canal.
What year was that? Like 53, 54?
We're talking late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah, because turnpike was being built in the early 60s.
Right. So then we moved from there to a place way out west beyond civilization in Miami called K-Land.
And K-Land, people think that that is county land.
No, it's actually, the K originally stood for Kiwani.
Yeah, but I mean, they lease it from Dade County.
That I don't know.
Yes.
But
there's a water plant.
Obviously, I'm not that old. But then they built the Don Shula, the expressway behind it.
Right.
And they eminent domain that land and cut the fairgrounds down.
I just want you to know, 1969.
Yes.
I am the winner of 6th grade photo contest. That is my proud moment.
I'm going to go find an archive somewhere. We've got to have a closet somewhere with Grant Miller in it. And that's great.
I remember going to a youth fair with Mrs. Knecht, KnechthT, for 4 boys and me, going to K-Land, the youth fair. And I'm telling you, the youth fair as a kid was the most exciting thing.
The wonderful thing about the youth fair is the responsibility we have to the community is not to put on an event every year, or for us, it's just a giant fundraiser. That's all the event is. But it's the importance of maintaining that generational fan, because one of the things I do a lot during the fair is I sit in the front and I watch the families come in. And when I see the grandparents, the parents, and the grandkids come in together, we did our job. Because that grandparent came in as a kid. He grew up, had kids, brought that parent.
Right.
And now together, they're bringing their grandkid. People ask me all the time, what's new this year at the fair? The memories that family's going to make is what's new. That is the lifeblood of what we do. Because we're building fans for the next generation. We need them then too. We need that next grandchild to come.
You say fundraiser. Fundraiser for what?
Okay. The misconception a lot of times is that Miami-Dade County Fair is part of Miami-Dade County. No, we're the fair for the county. So we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization that leases that fairgrounds from the county.
And how many years lease you got left?
2085. And we got there in 1972 when the county decided, after K-Land, the county had moved Tamiami Airport from there to Kendall. I'm going to assume somebody looked at a map and flight paths and realized planes landing east-west to MIA and taking off and landing north-south at Tamiami Airport and crossing in midair was probably not a good idea.
No.
So they moved. I'm assuming that's the reason they did it. Probably not, but it sounds good. They moved it to Kendall, And then the county had to do something with this land. Originally, they wanted to do a horse, because Tropical Park was a horse track, and they wanted to build.
Most people don't know that,
right? The reason it's got the name Tropical Park is because it was tropical racetrack.
And they sold their dates to call the racetrack.
Correct. And so basically, what happened is the county didn't have the money to build an equestrian center they wanted. They wanted to be Wellington before Wellington became what it was for horses. So they just decided they had a need for a regional park. They need to move the fair because they just eminent domain and cut the fairgrounds in half in K-Land. And there was a fledgling brand new university who came out in the late 60s that basically was living in 2 trailers. And
the tower.
No, that wasn't, remember, they were off campus. That wasn't on campus. They were off site there. And they decided to give that land to the state. So with a stroke of a pen, the county created Tamiami Park, the fairgrounds, and the FIU campus. So we've been there since 72. Everything we have built out there as a tenant of the county, we built with private funds. So the money that we get
not
from
private fund, from the fund, your funds, not
our private, we don't receive any public funds. The county doesn't give us anything. The state doesn't give it. We are self-sufficient, and we love it that way because then we can dedicate more time to that mission, which is supporting South Florida agriculture and showcasing youth achievement.
Most people don't know that agriculture. It's like a lot of people don't go into that.
Yeah, exactly. The biggest, the shame is, the marketing that's been done the last 20 years about farm to table. And now it's really just cliche at this point because nobody understands what it is.
Correct.
It's not a farm in Peru coming in on a truck or a train, getting to your local grocery store produce section and going to your table. Yeah, technically that's farm to table. But the concept of farm to table was to shrink the number of miles from the field to your house or to your restaurant. And what people forget, because we've become such a huge urban corridor, nobody looks south. When the rest of the country you're seeing snowstorms and, hey, the next nor'easter coming through.
Right.
Guess what? It's the San Joaquin Valley and it's the state of Florida that's feeding the rest of the country. So farm to table in Miami-Dade County is the Redlands and Homestead to your table.
It's interesting you say when COVID hit, the number one industry was not tourism. It was agriculture.
Absolutely was.
And agriculture carried South Florida during those COVID years.
Absolutely. And the one thing that happened was, and I guess that, the PTSD moment is tomorrow is the 5th anniversary of the day we didn't open the fair. Because that would have been opening day, March 12th of 2020. We were ready to go. We had kids at the gate and we weren't allowed to open. But what we realized was when everybody was staying home, you weren't going out to eat. Well, now I got to fill that fridge. Well, now the demand on agriculture to fill that fridge, when you're not offsetting what you're buying to take home with eating out 4 days, now you're eating in 7. All right, so you need that money. You need that food.
So let's talk about not the fair, not the rides, because rides are clear. Everybody understands that ride. I'm real scared, but I'm going to go on it. Tell me about exactly. You have a couple tents of what?
Oh, in what went?
Well, like animals, agriculture.
Okay, from an agricultural standpoint, the purpose of the fair is to have the kids showcase their projects. So you can go through the buildings and see all the projects, all the STEAM projects, the literature projects, culinary projects, but then go out to the garden and you see the horticultural project.
I haven't seen that part.
If you come out of Edwards Hall where the student exhibits are,
right,
or Arnold Hall, you come out the back of Edwards Hall and just go through the terraces. And what you're going to see are landscape projects. And these are kids in agricultural programs in their schools.
Public and private schools?
Public and private, absolutely. And homeschool, by the way. And what you'll see is landscape projects where they have to go through landscape architecture and they have to design it and turn in that design. They've got to go into plant ID and plant placement.
And do they compete to get into?
They compete at their schools and they bring the projects here to the fairgrounds, and then they compete there for prizes. But you walk through the garden, you'll see the kids growing fruit trees, ornamental plants, different things. And those are just all student projects. These are kids that want to go into that business.
And they could win money.
And they do. We give
How much money do you give each year?
each year in just prizes and premiums for the projects between $300,000 to $400,000, and that's just the kids that enter projects in the fair. And guess what? The more kids, the more we're going to give. And the more kids, we want more kids. We want to give more money.
So they could win $500. What's the biggest?
They can win between, and I'm serious. The check can go from $4 on a third place essay,
Right.
and some of the kids that do the large animals, the market auction. Let's say the market auction, which is the first Saturday. These kids raise a steer, a hog, or a lamb. They can make $1,000 at market auction if they can get the buyers. And it is an auction. They raise these animals for market. On Saturday, we auction them off. People bid.
Is that opening Saturday or
opening Saturday every year? And some of these kids can make up to $1,000 in profit, because there's a cost to raising that animal.
huge cost?
Yeah, to raise a steer for a year is about $2,500 between buying the animal, feed, vet bills, and then there's the actual business side of it. You don't want to overfeed it and get it too fat where it's not good enough for market, but you don't want to underfeed it where it's underweight. So you've got to figure out and work with your veterinarian on a dietary program, on a healthcare program. You're not just trying to fatten it up for slaughter. It's not that. This is an agribusiness program where these kids want to get into this. Some of these kids' families are in this business. They want to learn more about it. So it's great to see. Go talk to a third grader or a fourth grader that's raising a steer. And you got this kid that may be this high, and he's walking around with a 1,300-pound steer on a rope, and he has no fear. That steer is going to do everything he says, because that steer knows that's the boss. And that's what these kids are learning. They're learning business, they're learning responsibility, and they're learning how to thrive in the world, not just get by in class.
Okay, so how many people go through the gates a year?
Between 500,000 and 600,000.
Over what period of time?
21 days. We are last ranking. We were top 40 fairs in North America.
Wow.
And we're probably top 3 or 5 in just rides.
Okay, so the difference between number one and you guys, what's the, I don't mean the numbers. I mean, what's number one? Number one,
it alternates between State Fair of Texas, Minnesota State Fair, and the Houston Rodeo.
Okay, so the top, we're 3 million people.
We're 2.8 million people, and think Dallas, where the State Fair of Texas is the largest metropolitan area in the country, and it's 8 to 10 million people.
And do they have, like, you have a competition? You have a Broward Fair.
Well, Broward, it's not really because of different dates.
Gotcha.
It's different dates. We do get a lot of support out of Broward County. We're very proud of that. A lot of and we were both here during Andrew in 92, a lot of that exodus into that 95 corridor,
right?
And people that went into Coral Springs and 595, they still know what the fair is and they still come back. So it's a great market for us. We love it when we come down. And now some of the schools are starting to enter their student projects in our fair.
That's beautiful. So number one, let's just say it's Dallas. What do they do different? Do they have more land? What do they have?
Yeah, it's more land.
How many acres you got?
We have 87. They have
that sounds big, but it's not.
It's not. It's not. They have 300.
And they're using it.
And they use every inch of it. The Cotton Bowl is in the middle of their fairgrounds. Okay? Minnesota.
Wait. So what do they do in the Cotton Bowl?
The Red River Classic every year
the band?
The Texas-Oklahoma game is played during the state fair every year.
Wait. So how do they get in there?
They buy a ticket to the fair and the game.
So after the game, they go there.
To get to the stadium, they have to go through the fairgrounds. To leave the stadium,
that's
they have to go
brilliant marketing by them.
And so when I say they do 2.2 million people, 2.1 million people, understand 100,000 are coming for a game.
Still,
and they have 2 games a year during the fair.
That is brilliant.
If I had a fair, if I had that set up, I'd be doing it also.
Wow.
Minnesota State Fair runs for 11 days. They do about 2 million people. They'll do 280,000 people a day. But then again, it's the outdoor time in Minnesota is short. Windows this big, as opposed to Miami where we're like this.
Right.
So and they get people from 4 states over.
Minnesota.
Yeah, and from Canada. So it's a bigger, you go 10 miles east of us, you have the water. You go 10 miles west of us, you have the Everglades. So we're kind of landlocked.
Yeah, we're in between.
And then you go 40 miles south, we have the bay. So we're kind of landlocked. But you know what? We're very happy with the support and the attendance we have in Dade County. It is truly a county fair. We're not a regional fair. We're not a state fair. This is a county fair, and I love that.
Okay, so when you walk in, you have to sign the fair.
The fair, yes.
I would be interesting. How many people hashtag that?
You know,
I know there's got to be some numbers.
Well, a few years ago. Remember the old neon sign that we had in the
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. A few years ago, it just got to the point we just couldn't repair it anymore. Thing had been up there since the 70s.
Right.
And it's neon. It's not LED. It's
right.
neon. So, and for those of you who don't know what neon is, go ahead and Google it. It's fine. But everybody uses
That's for old people.
Right. Well, that guy. We took it down. We fixed it up. And now it's a photo op over by the barn. So you go to the backside of the barn, you can take a picture with that fair sign, that iconic sign as a backdrop.
You know, so I had lunch with Burger Beast, who I'm a big fan of Burger Beast. You know,
you talk about them all the time.
Yes. Because I love hamburgers. You had a corn-eating dog contest?
Okay, we're going to have a corn dog eating contest.
You got it going on around Dade County.
Okay. You know, sometimes, and I'm going to go through our trusty fun guide here. And I think it's on the 20. We decided to have a corn dog eating contest because it's retro.
Right.
What's more retro than a pie? I wanted a pie eating contest. I want people hands behind their back with a blueberry pie, like with real blueberry. I wanted a blueberry up the nose. I got voted out on that. So
your marketing team decided to.
My marketing team had a little bit better discretion than I did. I was doing this for my entertainment. They wanted to do it for the guests' entertainment. Right. So they decided what's more iconic than doing a corn dog eating contest.
It was brilliant marketing.
So what we did was we teamed with Burger Beast, who's doing it on the fairgrounds, and then actually did like a prequel in Miami Springs, where we hosted a corn dog eating contest prequel in Miami Springs, and that winner is going to be competing at the fair.
That's great. Okay,
I'm excited.
I got some tough questions.
Yes.
You know, I'm an Arbetter fan, but you have some unbelievable hot dogs there. There's a stand on the exit, a Venezuelan hot dog stand. Oh my gosh!
I don't know because I never, with my physique, I never eat on. Trying to keep in shape.
Right. Gotcha.
I don't eat on the fairgrounds, obviously.
But they really,
I'm lying about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have really a great.
No, the best hot dogs, because you know what? Like Dave does at our Betters, he's got the steam ones, which are my favorite, but then he's got the ones on the flat top. The ones at the fairgrounds are on the flat top.
Okay.
And man, they're great.
All right, I got a taco hat on. There's a taco place. What's the taco they're selling?
Okay, I'm going to give you, by the way, 27 new foods. 27 new foods. And we added a 28th that's not even in here. But
the taco.
You have the deli butter chicken curry taco at Tacos and Crepe, and that's over by the barn. That's in the back over by the barn on Country Lane. He's also doing a turkey balsamic glaze and organic greens wrap. So after you've gone on the rides and you're looking to stay in healthy, go have a wrap.
Okay. You got a hamburger place.
Oh, we got a couple. We still do, by the way, we still do the donut burger. Okay. Burger Bob still does the
Burger Bob.
Burger Bob. He's been there forever. Him and Bob and Rose have been there forever. They still do the donut burger. You got to take care. You come in, make a left on the corner, right next to Beer 30, Burger Bob's. You can get your donut burger.
Okay, and then French fries.
Oh my God! You want them? Do you want them spiral? Do you want them? Steak wedge? How do you want? You want tots? We even got tater tots with toppings, and they're all over the place.
Okay. What sushi place is going to be there this year?
Okay. We decided to go out to some local places because it's real hard for them to come out and be there 21 days and food trucks. It's rough for them. But Sushi Saki's coming out this year, and they're going to have a spot on the mall. If you're going to come in through the front gate, go straight past the fountain, up on the left-hand side, Sushi Saki, right after your Argentinian guy.
Okay. But I just want to make sure, Angel, I know you're going to be watching this. I expect to see you there one of those days. That's the head dog, right?
You know what? He came out to our pickleball tournament and he did that. He was there every day. But you want some now? Are we going to do some of the desserts now? Because for us guys who enjoy, or are you going to go healthy on me?
No. Now they used to have
Here we go.
turkey drums.
We have turkey legs.
Turkey legs.
Oh,
But a turkey leg's just big. You guys have them.
no. We have the Brontosaurus legs. Yes, we have the turkeys that are allowed to grow up, naturally, and then they're smoked, and then they're cooked, and it is just
Okay. Pizza place.
Okay. Best pizza in town is on the fairgrounds, by the way. And I can tell you 3 places to go. Best pizza in town. You come in, go to your left, there's a pizza place right there. You come in, go straight, there's a pizza place right before the big wheel, the observation wheel you see on 107th and Cora Way.
Right.
And then make a left, right before the bridge is another pizza
I guess
place.
you like pizza.
I have dabbled in the pizza world on the fairgrounds, yes.
Okay, is your chicken there?
There's chicken everywhere. We have chicken tenders. We have chicken breast. You can go and get a chicken gyro.
I've had the chicken gyro.
The chicken gyro is phenomenal. And we've got 3 gyro places on the fairgrounds. All of them are good.
Okay, so while we're talking,
Oh, here we
it's just a magical mix. Let's talk about desserts.
Okay. We've got we're going to start with a strawberry shortcake crunch at Polar Bear ice cream. As soon as you walk in,
Producer, are you paying attention to desserts?
one of 3 or excuse me, 2 hard serve ice cream locations, and they make everything on site. So you walk in, past the turkey leg, right there next to the turkey leg, and what they're doing is they're taking strawberry shortcake crunch on the swirl and dipping it. They are also in the back doing a swirl with Dippin' Dots, dipped in Dippin' Dots.
Mm.
So you got ice cream dipped in ice cream. This is beyond good. But then here's the Miami favorites.
Okay.
Okay. Funnel cake with a Cuban coffee icing.
Ugh.
Okay, come on. This is like, just have it for breakfast. Then we have, you like candy apples?
No. Well, you know why? I'm old age.
Where's Michael? Wait, I got Michael in here. Come on.
You bite the apple, my teeth might go with it.
Okay. But we have a mango candy apple. And
Is that
a
new?
Guava
Is that
candy.
new?
That's new. That's in the building at the fudge place.
Next to the fudge.
In the fudge place.
Homemade fudge.
Homemade fudge. They've been coming to us since the 70s.
Same thing.
It's the only fair they still play.
Is that
Same. Now it's the kids who are
Yeah.
now older, but the parents are, moved on, and now the kids have it. It's the only fair they still play in the country
wow?
because of what Miami is.
All right, we've talked about important things, but I got to ask you 2 questions. You got 2 kids, right?
I got 2 kids,
Your children's birthday. Go.
September 9th and July 25th,
Okay, your wife.
January 26th.
Just want to make sure you.
Ask me mine. I have no idea. If I forget those, oh my God.
Okay, we're gonna go. If you buy a drink, a large drink, you get these.
Okay, you buy a souvenir cup. Okay, the theme is retro this year. You can see it's, where are we? Hold on, there we go. Thank you. You get this, you buy it once, then you refill it, 32 ounces, you refill it for $4. If you have a cup from last year, if you have a cup from 1999, bring it. We'll refill it for $9, for $4.
Wow, how many Cokes can you really drink?
You'll be surprised. It depends on how many rides you ride on.
Good point.
And how many times you have to undrink it.
Yeah, good point. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. But the fair is fun for family, grandparents, children, everybody. The exhibits. When I went there was the FSU. Used to.
We've done a bunch of them, but
That was 30 years ago. I remember that.
there's the biggest thing that people need to realize that this is their fair. And although it is a fundraiser for us, we need to make it affordable for the families.
But you keep saying it's a fundraiser. You're just giving back to the community.
The kids that you see in the community are the kids getting scholarships, getting awards, getting prizes. That's what it all goes back to. And also, we have to maintain the fairgrounds so that you can have the Orchid Festival, you can have Cuba Nostalgia, you can have a volleyball tournament. Remember, we have to maintain all those buildings so the community can use them the rest of the year.
Right.
It's also an emergency response center. When you got a hurricane, you want to ride out a hurricane, you're writing it out on the fairgrounds. We got hurricane rated buildings that you're going to write it out on the fairgrounds. Absolutely. FPL, National Guard will stage there. After when the pandemic started, we were a testing site, we were a field
You're
hospital,
feeding people there too, right?
and we were a food distribution center.
Wait, people. The fair also is the home of 14 lighted racquetball.
Pickleball court.
Sorry,
Yes.
pickleball.
Tournament ready pickleball courts. 14 individually fenced, tournament ready, lighted pickleball courts.
But you've done concerts there.
We do concerts, we do festivals, outdoor festivals. We're looking at doing pig roast.
Home show is there.
Home show moved from Miami Beach, actually from Miami Beach Convention Center when they did the renovation, and now they came here and they stayed with us every year.
Well, first of all, it's a great site.
We're very fortunate.
You got good parking. Parking is so important.
Yeah, exactly, and it's parking on site. You're not parking down the street. You're not parking in a garage. We were fortunate that the community, the county grew up around us, so we became the center of events in West Dade.
I remember a long time ago. I don't know if they Miami basketball. You
Still there? Been there for over 40 years.
In your place
in Edwards Hall. Absolutely, it's the only building we have that actually has the basketball hoops that come down from the ceiling.
Wow. How do we look up the fair? Is it just a fair?
Go to fairexpo.com. Go to first thing you want to do, fairexpo.com, and then go to deals. And figure out that if you get there before 6, it's half off. If you're a military first responder, every Thursday you come in for free with your ID, and 3 of your guests come in at half price. We have FIU Day.
Wow.
We have University Day that you come in.
Which university?
Well, we have one day for all universities.
Okay.
We have a day we have one day for all universities. We have a day for FIU, and we have a day for Miami-Dade College.
So if you really, the best thing, go to the fair.
Go to the
deals.
website. Look under deals. If you pay full price to get into the fair, you just said no to every single.
There's a deal for everybody.
There's a deal for everybody. If you want to buy at the last minute and on a discount, go to Sedano's. You can buy entrance and ride tickets there.
How about deals on the brownies? No luck.
No luck there. Okay. But chocolate chip cookies this year in a bucket. In a bucket.
A big bucket?
A plastic bucket of chocolate chip and a cone. You can buy a cone and walk around, or buy a bucket and make a lot of people happy.
All right, let's wrap it up. There they are.
There they are. Look at it. You know what? You're hired.
You're hired, Gerald.
Go up there, go to plan your visit, and you can get deals. You can get your deals there.
All right, everybody.
Deals and discounts and deals.
Hey, the fair starts what day?
This Thursday, 13th, 4 o'clock.
Sing me the song.
Be there. The fair.
Everybody, have a great